Hey, it's Destiny, the host of Decimania, back with another video, and today we are going to do a review for TNA Impact Wrestling June 15th, 2023. This is my first one, so hopefully I do a good job with it, and this is going to be an ongoing thing, like I said, so if you're an Impact Wrestling fan or a fan of the early days of TNA, these reviews are for you. So, before we get started, I would like to ask that you please like, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, hit the notification bell, all that fun stuff. Please, I want to get to 50 subscribers by the end of the summer if possible, and then we'll shoot for our 100 subscribers goal, and which at that point I'll be doing a pretty big video. But a lot to unpack here. It wasn't really much action on this show. It was a lot of talking mainly, which, I mean, some people are gonna hate this. Yeah, I wish there were a couple more matches on this, but I am more interested in the builds to these stories and stuff. I'm more interested in storyline stuff. Obviously, I can't see the in-ring action, but not to say I don't like matches either. I do, but the build to me is really interesting depending on how good it is. And a lot to unpack on this show, so we got a heel turn, and I'll explain who that is when we get to it, but rather shocking heel turn. Maybe it wasn't so shocking, I don't know. We'll get to it when it comes, but this is your Impact Wrestling review for June 15th, 2023 on the Decimania YouTube channel. First off, we kicked off with our new Impact Wrestling X Division Champion and new TNA Impact Heavyweight Champion, the Motor City Machine Guns, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, who won singles championships rather than tag team gold at Against All Odds, which still was really cool. That just, like I said last week, if you're someone like me that grew up watching the Machine Guns, this is a really cool moment for you. But they were out to have their championship celebration before they were interrupted by Nick Aldis, who came out and congratulated Alex Shelley for winning the title, and he is the number one contender for the title at Slammiversary since he won that 8-4-1 8-man tag fatal 4-way match. And I don't know, I should have seen this coming, but Nick Aldis was the one that turned heel. Magnus was the one that turned heel. Again, I don't know if I should have seen this coming or not, but we'll get to that later. And then for some reason, Trey Miguel, well, I guess it makes sense that Trey would come out because he lost to Chris Sabin. And then here's the part where I was like, oh, okay, Macklin's going to come out now and demand that he gets a rematch or something, which they are doing a rematch between Alex Shelley and Steve Macklin at one of their Australia tour shows later in June, which we'll talk about that in a minute. But Trey Miguel comes out, starts talking smack to the Guns and telling them, he and Trey Miguel are, he said something before Kenny King would come out, started talking smack to the Guns, and then basically it was Kenny King that said, look, the only one that's making sense out here is Trey Miguel, and he was saying that he and Trey had to worked to get here, and that Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin apparently just had the red carpet rolled out, and then Alex Shelley remarked, "Look, we got here and it was just hardwood. We were the ones that installed the carpet," which I thought was funny. So, and then for some reason, this was just weird. You could have just done a tag team match. Oh yeah, Sheldon Jean came out with Kenny King. I guess he's mentoring him now. So they were out there, and then for some reason, Giselle Shaw and Savannah Evans come out, and then they're followed by Trinity and Deonna Purrazzo. This just got kinda a little bit much. But Alex Shelley, before all this went down, actually made a really good point that everybody that he helped train along the way, because he trained a lot of he would go on to train future World Heavyweight Champions. Seth Rollins, for example, kind of had a hand in helping him. Johnny Gargano. Wow, there's more. I can't even name all of them that he mentioned, but then Trinity got on the mic when she came out, and she was like, "Okay, I guess Alex Shelley's school's in session, and I'm about to watch Giselle Shaw get schooled," or something, and then Deonna Purrazzo would come out. This was just weird. Okay, this is the problem I have with this. I get it, I guess, that you want to showcase all these different feuds and rivalries. You wanted to get the heels. This is good because the heels came out and challenged the babyfaces to a match. But at the same time, you really could have done this and not. You could have done. I would have liked it better if you would have just done an attack or something, and then the Trinity and them come out. But I understand why Nick Aldis was out there because he's taking on Alex Shelley. I understand why Trey Miguel was out there because he lost the X Division title. But the rest of them really had nothing to do with this. I mean, Kenny King wasn't even in a match against All Odds. But I just wish this would have been done a little bit differently. And I guess I just wish that you would have just given Shelley and Sabin their moment. But it is what it is. Miss Santino would come out, the acting director of Authority, made the match for later in the night. It was going to be Sheldon Jean, Kenny King, and Trey Miguel, along with Giselle Shaw and Savannah Evans, taking on Motor City Machine Guns, Nick Aldis, Trinity, and Deonna Purrazzo. Ooh, that was a mouthful. But, you know, again, you could have done this differently. I understand why they did it, but I wish they would have done it differently. Then we had a backstage promo with Steve Maclin, who did announce that he was getting his rematch against Alex Shelley at one of their Australian tour shows, which I don't know if I'll be able to actually watch that or not. I don't know if it's going to be available on here, but if it is, I'll review it maybe. But right now I'm just going to focus on Impact weekly episodes and pay-per-views and like any breaking news or anything that comes out. But Maclin said he was going to win back the title and that it shouldn't even be a rematch because he should still be the champion. He said something to the effect of, that match should have been stopped when my head hit that turnbuckle, which, I mean, you kind of brought that on yourself. You took the turnbuckle pad off of the turnbuckle And yeah, that opened the door. Because you were distracted, and that allowed Alex Shelley to slam his head into the turnbuckle, which, if you remember my Against All Odds review, I reviewed that. So Steve Maclin kind of brought that on himself. I'm sorry, but he threw a steel chair. And first match of the night was Rich Swann and Moose, which it was a good match. It was a good 15-minute match, whatever. And Moose hit him with several chops, and he went for the spear, caught him, or didn't catch him. Rich Swann stepped out of the way and got the small package roll-up pin for the win. And Rich Swann defeats Moose, and then we got Bully Ray. Or no, we got a backstage thing with the Design, or Violent by Design, whichever they're called now, but Cody Deaner, Khan, and Alan Angels. And it seemed as though Cody Deaner was blaming one of them, I think it might have been Alan Angels, for losing to Sami Callihan, and Jake Crist and Madman Fulton. I think he was blaming him, and then Khan stepped in and, said, look, we gotta take these guys out. And but yeah, interesting backstage promo. Little reference to Eric Young, who was the original leader of Violent by Design, and then he left. But then we got Bully Ray coming out to the ring to file a complaint against Impact Wrestling, claiming that he was a victim of Scott D'Amore's violent and physical behavior, because Scott hit him in the back of the head with a steel chair at Against All Odds, when on the pay-per-view before that, he's complaining about that, and at the pay-per-view before Against All Odds, Under Siege, Steve Maclin and Bully Ray would end up putting him through a table. Sorry, I'm laughing because, dude, give me a break. Really? You're complaining because he hit you with a chair when you did something much worse to him? I mean, Bully, get over it. But then Scott came out, and basically this was the part where I thought, oh wow, he's gonna fire Bully, but then Bully basically got what he wanted. So Scott D'Amore, in so many words, said that the board of directors advised that he take a leave of absence as the president of Impact Wrestling, which then prompted him to attack Bully, which brought out Steve Maclin. Started beating the crap out of him until PCO came out and tried to stop Bully and Maclin. They each got a chair, I think, and hit him in the back with chairs. He still gets up and takes them both out. And this was good. I liked it. It was what it needed to be. Oh, and then Scott D'Amore got up. He got on the mic and said that it was going to be him and PCO taking on Maclin and Bully at Under Siege. Or not Under Siege, but Slammiversary, sorry. But this just tells me one of two things. One, and this is the most unlikely, Steve Maclin's going to win back the world title on that Australian tour and do double duty and defend against Nick Aldis, which is highly unlikely, which, again, we'll get there. Or Scott D'Amore is going to somehow cost Maclin the title. he's going to cost him his match with Alex Shelley, maybe give him a little bit of an assist, which, I mean, I don't see why he would need to, I guess. Maybe just to fuel the fire a little bit. Add fuel to the fire a little bit. I mean, because, let's face it, Alex did it by himself. Didn't really need anybody's help doing it on Friday. And you could argue, yeah, he slid him into the turnbuckle, but, I mean, like, again, Macklin brought that on himself. But I don't think Macklin's going to be doing double duty. It ain't happening. Alex Shelley is going to retain the world title at that Australian show. But then they walked to the back, and we had a promo from Heath also. It was really good, backstage promo. Really good. He said, ever since he got to TNA, he's faced adversity and has faced a roller coaster of emotions. He got injured as soon as he walked in, then he got better, then he had to get Rhino out of Violent by Design, which that was an interesting concept, because he was kind of being controlled by them. Then Rhino gets hurt, and then he comes back and they win the tag team titles, and now Rhino's hurt again. So, good promo from Heath. Good promo. But then Bully and Macklin walk backstage, and Macklin's freaking out. Like, look, I did everything to this guy. I used cinder blocks on him. I used a sledgehammer. Nothing works. And Bully was like, look, he's just a man. We'll take him out. And then Frankie Kazarian confronted him, or them, and he was like, yeah, the man that just took you out and left you both laying. And they confronted Frankie, and then Eddie Edwards walked up, and this was kind of weird. I guess they're going off of the fact that they were both trained by Killer Kowalski, meaning Edwards and Kazarian. That's a bond between them, and I guess it means either Eddie Edwards is turning face, or he's gonna get Kazarian to trust him, or then he's gonna turn on him again. That's going either one of two ways, but Eddie Edwards basically offered to team up with Frankie, and they're gonna take on Macklin and Bully next week. So, interesting. I mean, it was an interesting, concept. And then we had the tag team champions. It was Chris Bay and Ace Austin versus Black Taurus and Crazy Steve of Decay. Yeah, there's a tag team called Decay. Yeah, not the original version, because the original version had Abyss instead of Black Taurus, but whatever. Wasn't really much of a match. Wasn't really much of anything to this. Although, Ace Austin was wearing a new chain that Chris Bay apparently got him, which was really cool to see that. And there really just wasn't much to this. They didn't even call the match, really. I don't even know what happened, except for maybe a couple super kicks in it. That's how quick this match was, but needless to say, wasn't much, but Bullet Club got the win, and then they walked backstage, and then they were not confronted, but kind of approached by the Motor City Machine Guns, and then the Bullet Club showed their respect to them. It was really cool because Sabin was like, look, it's really cool that you have those, and I'm happy to see that the tag team division is well taken care of while we run the singles division in the top ranks of the company. So that was cool see respect shown between those two teams. But we also got a thing from Brian Myers and Moose backstage. Basically, Myers was offering to help Moose take on Bullet Club for the tag team titles, so that match might be happening. I think they're gonna lose because, if I'm not mistaken, I think Moose's contract's up in a couple months or whatever, but it ain't gonna happen. I think Chris Bay and Ace Austin are going to retain. Wow. Then we had the main event between Trinity, Deonna Purrazzo, the Motor City Machine Guns, and Nick Aldis versus Sheldon Jean, Kenny King, I forgot who else was in this. Trey Miguel, and Giselle Shaw, and Savannah Evans. And they let the women fight it out for several minutes before there was a point where there was a dueling submission where Deonna had one of them in a submission, and then Trinity had the other one in a submission. They had Savannah and Shaw in submissions, and then Trey got involved. Sheldon Jean got involved, and then they got the men into this match. So Sabin was kind of isolated for a little bit on their team's side. Nick Aldis really didn't do much in this match. He didn't do much like in the ring, but he did stop Jay Badal from getting... That's Giselle Shaw and Savannah's manager, I guess. I don't know. But took him out. Not before Jay decided he was gonna slap Trinity across the face, which I wouldn't get on Trinity's bad side if I were him. I like Trinity. But got the men into this match. Shelly tried to get in the ring and save Chris, and then he made the tag. Shelly got into the ring and started battling with Trey Miguel. And then it was just, oh wow, this match was interesting. It was weird. Everything going on at once. And I forget who he hit with the shell shock to win the match, but Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin and company win. Then this is where it got interesting. Nick Aldis goes to give the belt to Alex, and then he either hits him with it. I don't know what he does, because the announcers never actually said. I don't know. The announcers never said what exactly he did. They were just like, oh, Nick Aldis is showing his true colors. And whatever he did prompted Chris Sabin to get in the ring and start chasing him off. And then he helped Alex to his feet. And then, I don't know. He either hit him with the belt or decked him or something. I don't remember. They never said. I kind of hope they explain that more or something. This is why I need someone sighted or something watching this with me sometimes, because you don't notice this stuff. I'd like to give a better review if I knew what's going on visually too, but then again, can't really help it. I gotta give these reviews the best I can. But the Nick Aldis heel turn basically just proves that Alex Shelley will be retaining against Steve Maclin. What, are they going to turn Maclin babyface or something? That ain't happening. Why would you work heel in one match on the same night as you're working face in another match? That's just weird. Alex Shelley is beating Maclin again for the title. It's going to happen again. So, just for those of you that were hoping that it was going to be a brief run for him, sorry to crush your dreams, but it ain't happening. But, I'm fine. I would like for them to give him a good run with it. He deserves it after 20 years of helping the younger generation and, coming back and reigniting his love for the business and helping these younger guys. He deserves it. Give him a decent run with it. I would like to see, I would like to see Alex Shelley have the belt until at least maybe at the end of the year, at least. Have him have a good solid run with it, and then maybe, I don't know, I think maybe Josh Alexander should be the one to take it from him when he comes back, because he never lost it in the first place. He got injured. That's how Macklin ended up winning it from Kushida. But, I don't know how to feel about this heel turn from Nick Aldis, because, I initially thought going into the show, I was like, oh, good, you know what, they're going to have a good, clean babyface versus babyface match, which could work. I don't know who in their right mind would think that wouldn't work. I mean, I guess it doesn't work for some instances, but it's okay to do those every once in a while. But I thought, you're going to have a good babyface versus babyface match between Alex and Nick at Slammiversary. And then after this happened, I was like, oh crap, okay, they're turning Magnus heel. This kind of sucks, but okay. Whatever. Do what you gotta do, I guess. I guess it makes the match more interesting. I mean, you could still have done this match without the heel turn. Maybe you could have done the heel turn during the match if you were going to have him win it. I don't know if he's going to win it or not. Probably, but no. I mean, I really wouldn't take the belt off of Shelley this early. I would keep it on him for a couple months. At least until, September or something. Maybe run until the end of the year, like I said. Wait till Josh Alexander comes back and have him beat him. Or maybe that's why they want to put it on Magnus, to have Josh beat him and have that good babyface comeback. I don't know. But nonetheless, he's the champion for now. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Sabin. It's a good episode overall. I liked it. There's a couple problems with it, but it was good. Would I like to have seen a little bit more action? Yes. Would I like to have seen the beginning of the show go a little bit more differently? Yeah. But overall, it was a good show. And I'll be happy to review another one next week and going forward. So, just a quick schedule update. Sunday, I will be coming up and reacting to CM Punk coming back. Yes, he's coming back tomorrow on the debut episode of AEW Collision. Money in the Bank will be first in July. So we'll be doing predictions for that, and then we'll be doing the same thing for Slammiversary on July 14th, because that show's on the 15th. So, a couple predictions videos coming out. Possibly a DVD review or two coming up. So, I'm going to try to be up here maybe once, or at least twice a week, minimum. Maybe 3. We'll see. I'd like to start reviewing AEW at some point, but seeing as I don't exactly have access to watch AEW live, but the only reason I don't review Raw and SmackDown episodes is because I have to watch them on Hulu, and they edit a lot of stuff out on those sometimes, but I don't know. I could probably start at least reviewing SmackDown, because it's the better show, really, but we'll see. But yeah, I liked this episode a lot. I just wish they would have done a couple things differently, but like, for example, having Macklin come out during the... I mean, if anything, they should have put Macklin in this match instead of Kenny King, because he didn't really have anything to do with Against All Odds. I mean, yeah, he faced Nick Aldis at Under Siege, but I don't know. It was still a good match. Still a good match, though, but... it's a good one. I liked it, but we'll see how next week goes. I did have a couple buffering problems last night, so I had to go back and watch it this morning to get a fresh view, which I might do that anyway, even if I don't have internet problems, because I like to do these reviews when they're fresh in my mind. So I'll probably end up watching it twice a week to see, or twice before I do a review, but we'll see. Right, I'll be up here Sunday, possibly even after Collision goes off the air. I don't know how late I'll be staying up tomorrow, or tonight, for that matter, but whenever I put my next video out, I will see you guys later. Please do me a favor, once again, like the video, subscribe to the channel. 50 goals by the end of the summer, and then we'll reach 100, hopefully, by the end of the year. But whenever we reach that 100 subscribers goal, I will have a big video planned for that. I already know what I'm going to do. So, could be a while off, but to make it happen as soon as possible, I would like you to please hit that subscribe button, please. Make my channel grow. Share the videos if you would like. But I will see you guys on Sunday. Peace.